Hi, and welcome to Underground Video Network's Behind the Counter. Mike Boroff here, as with me always is Richard Catterjohn.
Hello.
In this episode, we're going to talk about some big additions to our website.
And a lot of news is going on.
And stay tuned for our Pics of the Week. Hi, and welcome back to Underground Video Network's Behind the Counter. Richard, you happen to mention some additions coming up to the Underground Video Network?
Yeah, definitely. In November, we're going to be celebrating Graphic November.
Graphic, you say? Well, I'm in with graphic.
No, Mike. I'm talking graphic novels.
Well, those are cool, too.
Remember, this is a comic-related show.
Oh, yeah, but, still, any chance I get,
Okay, well, like I said, it's going to be a big, we're going to be giving away graphic novels every week in November.
We're giving away stuff? When did we get that in the budget?
Well, we decided to start promoting a little bit, and we're tying this in with our Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Because we kind of want people to start using our Facebook to interact with us.
Yes.
Do a little more comments so we can get a little more feedback, see if we're going in the right direction.
Right.
Hear what you think about stuff.
Yeah, come on, people. It's a social network. Be social. Could just being, blogging and being angry, I'm sure everybody out there just, like us, has opinions. Let us hear them.
And definitely, and you'll probably like it because we will have a copy of Arkham Asylum at the end of the month. And the other 3 weeks, I forgot to bring the list that I had. They're just nice graphic novels.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. We'll post them right on our Facebook page, which one available. And it's going to be week to week in November, starting as of the airing of this show, which is actually on Halloween.
So pretty much, if you're a fan of the website and a fan of the Facebook page, you're automatically entered?
Correct. You get like one enter into the hat, the drawing, whatever you want to call it.
I know a lot about hats.
So if you already are a follower, whatever you call it, of Facebook, we do want to mention this has nothing to do with Facebook. It's just us.
No, this is us.
This is us using Facebook as a tool. So.
Yeah, we're not whoring them out. We're just whoring ourselves out.
But it's a good tool to interact with people, and we want to use this a little more to our advantage. And hear what you have to say until we get some other things up and running. We're looking at other avenues, a blog or something like that later on. But right now, we want to really incorporate, and we want to hear what you have to say.
So during the month, we're going to be posting comments, questions, and the more that you respond to us, the better your chances are of winning.
Yeah, so like every response, you get another name thrown in the hat. So your chances increase each week to win one of the graphic novels.
And no cheating by going, next comment, next comment. No, that's BS. No. We want full comments.
And just hitting the like button doesn't count either, because I think that's too cheesy.
No, come on. There's 100 things that I like that just,
We really want to hear from you and hear what you have to say. And as I was saying, Graphic November. Next up, we got a little segment down at the Champion City Comic Con. Peanut had a chance to talk with Chris Cantrell, and he's the one behind the book, The Deadlies, which is sort of Halloween theme, being Halloween tonight when it's being aired. So stay tuned for that.
I'm here with artist extraordinaire Chris, and he's going to tell us about his craft. How are you doing, sir?
Doing all right.
All right, tell us about what you did.
Well, we're here this year introducing The Deadlies. It's basically a comic strip, kind of like the Munsters and the Addams Family, that kind of thing, where you basically just tells the story of what ghouls and vampires and other things do when they're not, torturing people and haunting houses and stuff like that. So it's kind of like Beetlejuice rolled up with The Simpsons a little bit.
Okay, all right, cool. Big Tim Burton fan?
Big time, yes. Yeah.
Wow, okay, so where I want to go, as far as your art, who is your artistic influence for this type of stuff? I mean, I already seen it's cartoon style, but
honestly, for this particular comic, a lot of Matt Groening, obviously inspired. But I mean, I've been influenced by Jim Davis, Garfield. There's just been a lot of artists that have done it. But this particular comic is my Matt Groening influence as far as the art style goes. So.
Are you being on Bruce Timm style kind of too?
There's elements of it in there, but not really. But I do love that style. I mean, I like the animated series and all the stuff that I've seen, but I'm not really shooting for that with this particular.
Okay. What I was going to say. If you were to, I always do this question, if you were to star this as a movie or an animated series, who would be the people you would see as your characters?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, good question. That's right.
I hope I get his name right. There's only the only guy that I know would for sure have to do the voice of Jack. The main guy would probably be Jim Cummings. Guy did Darkwing Duck. Okay. And very famous Disney. Usually does villains because that he did a voice work in the Splatterhouse game on Xbox that just came out.
Really?
Yeah, that was him doing the mask voice, and it just, to me, it just rang completely right in line with the character. That gruff, but he could do the jokes and stuff. The other characters really don't know. Don't have a voice set to them yet. So, and then as far as the movie goes, I wouldn't even begin to know who to.
We'll make it easy for you. Angelica Houston, and we'll put them on Christina Ricci. Sure. So there you go.
Sure, there you go. That'll work.
I know I went the cheap way out. Whatever. All right, tell the people a website they can reach you at.
Sure. You can see the comic every weekday at thedeadlies.com. And like I said, we update 5 days a week, full color. And we got a forum with lots of readers in there to interact with and everything. So stop by and check us out.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. Sweet.
Thanks a lot.
Hot topic in comic book news. If you've been keeping track of what's been going on in the DC universe, you'll have heard that one of the more controversial items has been that DC Comics has given the exclusive rights to their comics to the Kindle Fire, which was great. Everybody knows how I feel about digital comic books anyways, and that's only because, I can't get them yet. I might be changing my tune, Christmas is coming, I might, January be like, digital comic books are great, look at this. But as for now, I'm not the biggest fan. And I think this was one of the first signs of backlash. Making a comic book title exclusive to a particular brand really kind of backfired, because what happened was Barnes & Noble decided, oh, you're going to make it exclusive to the Kindle Fire? You're out. They just decided to completely take the DC comic book line off their shelf. But in that vacuum, we've just received word that Barnes & Noble has gotten the rights to put in their stores 2000 AD comics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this is through Titan?
Yes.
Okay.
I know 2000 AD, certain titles from Judge Dredd.
Right.
But
which in America has been translated pretty badly.
Yes.
I mean, a very bad Sylvester Stallone movie. But the property itself is really good.
Yeah.
I had a chance a long time ago. I actually picked up some of the 2000 ADs, the Barren Earth saga. I just happened to buy that at the time. I had a store out of Texas that was getting this stuff in quite regularly, and I kept getting it sent to me. And it was a very good read. And I love the anthology look of the 2000 AD, because it's more than just one story. And I've really gotten used to that.
Yeah. 2000 AD hasn't really, and I apologize for anybody that follows, it hasn't really popped in the United States.
They've done a couple tries.
Yeah.
I know the Eagle book was an imprint here in America through them, and now that Titan runs everything, I think they're trying to get back into America.
Right.
I know they've been doing a lot more graphic novels.
Yes. I'm kind of hoping that Barnes & Noble taking on the 2000 AD has the same effect that BBC America did for Doctor Who. It's almost a perfect correlation, because there were people like me who've way back in the old days remember the old Tom Baker,
the PBS stuff.
The PBS stuff, but it kind of faded into obscurity over here, which was still widely popular over in the UK, until the channel BBC America kind of brought it back for us, and it just exploded. I mean, you can even see Doctor Who references on the TV shows Grey's Anatomy. That's how much it's taken off again here in the United States. And I'm really hoping that the Barnes & Noble move will have that same effect on the 2000 AD comics.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never even thought about that until you just said that.
But that's what's going on in here.
But, like I said, I've always been fond of Judge Dredd. I mean, the graphic novels are a great read, and a lot of great writers and artists came out of that in America and really changed a lot, because it was
Alan Moore.
Yeah, that was
Alan Moore. And for fans over here of The Watchmen, who are big Alan Moore fans, I mean, this is a great place. The 2000 AD line is a great place to see more of his work.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. The sad thing is I have to Google Map where the closest Barnes & Noble is to me, but I'll check it out.
It's got to be somewhere.
There's got to be somewhere.
I know Columbus has got some.
Yeah. There's still got to be a few honest-to-God bookstores here in the United States. Damn you, digital media.
And speaking of digital media, we're doing a lot of changes here at the website too.
Yep.
The Underground Video Network is growing.
Yeah, we are expanding.
As we mentioned on
We've got the budget to give out free comics.
As we mentioned last month, or last episode, we talked about the Raymond Power Hour being on our site, and it's going to still stay on comic related now.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be on ours. So if you hear stuff, we still will have Frank, Bill, and Brant on our show, or not our show, but on our website too. So you'll be able to find the links to be able to listen to that and enjoy their stuff because they're pretty hilarious. So.
Oh, they're a great bunch of guys to hang out with, and
especially since we just filmed Geek Street 4.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It's in the working stages. We shot it. It's being edited now, and hopefully within like 2 weeks I'll have it up.
Yep.
And then we also got another. We ran into these guys down at Baycon
Geeks Podcast,
and they're going to be teaming up with Pack Rat Comics, who's been a favorite on our show too.
Oh yeah, I love Pack Rat's comics.
This is a great combination, I think. Their first episode was just uploaded last week of our taping here. I know Josh is trying to start out. He's starting small and growing big.
Right.
I know his first one was only a couple minutes long, but he's just getting used to being in front of the camera.
Yeah, they're mostly known for their podcasts.
Really would like to help promote those guys.
Oh yeah, anything. We would love to be able to go down to Pack Rat more often, but we can't. And I think that's a great way to introduce our audience to Geeks Podcast and to give Pack Rat's comic books the nod and props that they deserve.
And I know Josh told me that they're going to be having a name for the series coming up. He still hasn't named the show, so it's very early in the creation stage. So. Stay tuned for that. We just posted the first one on our Facebook page, so comment on that too.
There you go. And by the time this airs, it'll be November, so it will count into your drawing.
So, do you have any other news you want to talk about, Mike?
No, I'm pretty good right now. I mean, there's some stuff I could, rant and rave about. But you know what? I'm going to save it for the blog. I'm going to save it for the webpage. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to hear anything back from you. Stay tuned. I'm going to be going off on Geek Rage Rant.
Okay.
That might be the title of it, Mike's Geek Rage Rant. You heard it here first. There's the segment. I like that, Mike's Geek Rage Rant.
Okay.
I'm an angry geek. Screw the birds. I'm an angry geek. And if anybody comes up with that iPhone game, I get credit for it. Angry Geeks.
Okay, moving on. Today is Halloween, so
Happy Halloween.
If you haven't checked it out, check out episode 198. Peanut and me got to go down to the Midwest Haunters Convention, and we filmed a bunch of stuff in interviewing people that does haunted houses, doing products for haunted houses, and everything related to Halloween. And we also got to talk to the team behind the Raz 3D software. This is a 3D style software where you can make like picture or people and stuff in 3D, and he gave us a demonstration of their software, and they just have a new update available. So if you was a 3 user, you can move up to 4, and this is some neat software. I know a lot of comic book people are starting to use this to help do modeling for the characters and stuff, and he walked us through this. So here's the interview.
All right, we're here at Underground Video Network, and this is Randy, and he's going to tell us about this amazing program called Dash 3D. So how you doing, Randy?
Hey, nice to meet you.
All right, tell us all about this program.
Well, Dash 3D is a character creation suite, and it's for 3D animation, like you might see in the movie Shrek or Avatar, for example. And we are one of the premier providers of 3D content in the world. Our store contains thousands and thousands of items for hobbyists and professionals alike. And we are just about to release the new version of our software, which is Daz Studio 4. And I'd love to show it to you because it'd be really good for comic creators or artists or anybody like that.
All right, dive us in.
Well, this is the interface of Daz Studio 4. You see it here. The centerpiece of Daz Studio 4 is a character called Genesis. Now, in the past, and if you look over here, we've got a character. This is a zombie. His name is Grim. Well, when you buy Grim, you get Grim, and that's pretty much it. Okay. You know, but under our new paradigm here, under Genesis, you buy Genesis and you get so much more. Okay? It starts out as a pretty androgynous figure, and you see here we're gonna move around, and this is what 3D means. We can move in 3D space around this character, position it any way you like. But now watch here where the magic comes in. instead of having separate characters, we've added these characters into the actual shape. So let's dial up a female. Now all of a sudden it's female, you see? And I can pull that back off. Now I have a little bit different female. This is a celebrity. Her name's Rebby Sky. She's actually a character available on our store now, but we've taken her shape and brought her in here. Okay. Here's our old Prime figure, Victoria 4. So we have her shape in there. This is Aiko 4, and she's an anime character, and you see how now we've not changed the character. And something you may not realize, a lot of people who are familiar with 3D may think that this is a texture map, when in reality it's an actual piece of clothing. That's actually a spandex suit, and it's changing along with the figure. So no longer do you have to buy specialized clothing to go with each figure. It actually fits everybody. Morphing. Sure, it's morphing clothing that goes along with. Now here we've got, this might be of interest to your superhero crowd. You see we've just dialed up the freak. But what if you want to do like a she-freak? Well, now I just turn on the female and the male at the same time. So each one of these is, you can combine them in any percentage, as many of them as you want. So let's turn him back off here, and I'll show you some of the even more crazy ones here. We've got a goblin. We've got an ogre. A jackal.
Just about any and every genre you can think of.
Certainly. You know, you can do anime, you can do comic books, you can do horror. We're here at the horror show right now. And that's why we have the zombie up on the screen here. And as you see, I'll give you another a view of why it's 3D. See, we're in an environment here. And these characters can be moved and animated. And I'm gonna start a walk on this guy. You see, here he is walking. And this is all very simple to do because Daz 3D has made it simple. 3D animation is typically a very difficult process with a high learning curve, and we've done our best to make it easy for you.
So basically, the average Joe can create a 3D movie.
Exactly. And comic creators especially, there's a lot of stuff on our store for comic creators. Poses, physicality packs, that if you're an artist that wants a resource for sketching and drawing, we have that. So you have a live model on your screen, you know. And city blocks. You want 10 square city blocks to put your characters in? We've got it. You know, you want a sci-fi vehicle? We've got it. So, you know, really, it's come to the store, daz3d.com, and have a look. We've got tons of great stuff for you to look at, and including a free version of our software to try out.
Awesome. Hey, thank you very much. Everybody go to daz3d.com right away. Check it out.
Now it's time for the Pics of the Week. I'm sorry, I've got to be a total sellout. There are 100 really fantastic books that came out here recently. I know I mentioned the first one, but I got to mention my pick for this week was Justice League #2. I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be the guy who did it last week and then, or the #1 and then do #2, but I had to do it. A lot of great books out this week, but I can't tell you how many times I read, and reread again this book. I loved it. Everything from the art, fantastic, to the dialogue. This had some of the most fun and exciting dialogue DC's had in a long time.
Yeah, definitely. And Jim Lee's pencils are great on this.
Oh, God, Jim Lee. I mean, when you take the talent of Jeff Johns' writing with Jim Lee's art, oh, just sit back and watch the money roll in. And this book did not disappoint. I mean, the interaction between, it was a throwdown. It was like the sparring event that you've wanted to see for years. It was Batman, Green Lantern, and Flash versus Superman, and it was fantastic. Like, some of my favorite stuff was the interaction between Superman and Flash. You know, I haven't seen that kind of interaction between the two of them aside from the race that comes up every like 2 years. This was great dialogue. You know, the whole I've never been touched, and you know, that's how I can sum up my love for this book. Was speaking of Pics of the Week, Richard?
Okay, I'm going a little off the wall here. I'm going with a Red Anvil comic called War of the Independents.
Oh, sure. Make me look like the complete sellout. I'm hawking DC stuff, and he's over here, independent. No, it's fantastic.
Now, I actually heard about this several years ago, that they were going to be doing this book where they added all the independent creators, or got their characters together in sort of like a crisis.
Yeah.
Well, it's really bizarre.
Crisis of infinite independence.
It'd be, I've heard that already once for this. This literally has everybody in it. They try to get everybody together. I mean, you're reading along, and I really don't know the main characters from Red Anvil, but they were there and starting out, and then all of a sudden, there's Cerebus. You turn and he's like, oh wow, this, and then you keep flipping, you see some other stuff going on, which I don't want to give away, but then all of a sudden you got the magician guy going through trying to get everybody together, and when he appears with Gumby.
Yeah, imagine a comic that has the Pro and Gumby.
You know, he goes, how can I help? Well, we need you, you know, and this is the concept. We need you. I know the first book is just building up to it, and I hope it's more than just a novelty of everybody being together, because I don't know how many issues this is really supposed to be. Yeah, I should have looked that up before I did this, but there is a number 2 coming out, because it says to be continued. And
so far, it has more of the crisis or the crossover feel than that really horrible what was it, IDW Infestation?
Oh yeah.
You know, they built up Infestation with Star Trek, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, Transformers, zombies, and it wasn't a crossover.
I mean,
but this is a crossover.
This is a real crossover, because this has like everybody. There's a splash page inside that literally looks like George Perez style, with like everybody. I mean, you name it, from anybody in the independent world is in this. You know,
it had that George Perez Avengers covers.
Yeah.
You know, they were even in like a panel. They were in that cover, and that's pretty much the way this one is.
And that's my pick for this week. I know this is building up. I should have waited a little bit maybe with the second issue story-wise, but just seeing everybody together was just a big thrill for me.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if you like some of this stuff, I mean, these are stuff from the 80s, 90s, characters thrown together, you know, and this is what I really thought was interesting about this whole book. And you got another pick?
I have one more real quick pick of the week. Not a comic. It's the Captain America DVD Blu-ray.
Definitely.
Oh, the movie itself, I really do. I rank the Captain America movie up there with, when it comes to like The Dark Knight, on level of awesomeness.
Remember, we did a whole episode just for the movie.
Yes, awesomeness. And the DVD did not disappoint. The DVD Blu-ray did not disappoint. You've got your featurettes that show the behind the scenes, which I'm a nerd. I love the behind the scenes stuff. I liked seeing what it took to get Chris Everett from this to this. You know, the behind the scenes of the Shield. The deleted scenes. There wasn't a whole lot of deleted scenes, but they were ones that I like the deleted scenes when you watch them, you go, man, I really wish that was in the movie. I wish there was a way I could like edit and crop that back into the movie. The only thing I was disappointed in is people who do DVDs out there, rich famous people, when you do a commentary, people like me, we like sometimes a director, man, get the stars. That is the stuff I love. I want to see commentary with the stars. I want to hear behind the scenes stories and jokes. I wish that
really works. Yeah,
that really does work. It makes it more entertaining. It makes me watching the movie but hearing somebody else's voice over it worth it.
Like a little ADD here, but if you ever get a chance to watch The Runaways on DVD, the actual movie, it has the 2 main stars and Joan Jett on it.
Yeah.
And they're interacting way she played Joan Jett and all this stuff in the movie. So I think that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, for me, one of the best commentaries, I would say it's number 1, was The Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
The commentary was The Goonies. All of them. And they're talking about the movie, and it was entertaining from the get-go.
Because they're like sitting down watching the movie and talking about the movie.
Yes, and here's how good commentary can be sometimes. Quick, Spider-Man 3, horrible movie, commentary, nice. For 2 reasons. It was fun hearing, Topher and all of them interact, but 2, it was just amusing knowing how bad the movie sucked, but them talking about it like it was something fantastic, and you're like, no, it wasn't. But, if you get a chance, I like to hear the actors' stories behind the commentary. That was my only beef with the Blu-ray DVD was, director, art photographer, director, man. Come on, man. Get him in. If we can get the people to sit down and do voices for the video games, get them to sit down and. What actor is not going to sit here and say, I want to talk about myself?
I mean, I can't think of his name, the one that played Dum-Dum.
Oh.
He would have been perfect.
Yes.
He was on Attack of the Show the other day.
Yes.
And I think he gave away a little too much.
He did. Yeah.
I hope he doesn't get in trouble for this, but he was talking about the Shield movie and Cap 2, and he signed for both of them.
Yeah.
And
The Return of Dum-Dum.
It's like, wow.
Yeah. Like, oops, spoiler. You know. But the other thing on the Captain America DVD Blu-ray that made it worth for me was the additional, I don't know if you'd call it a scene. It was the stuff with Agent Colton.
Featurette.
The featurette, thank you. The featurette with Agent Colton. For anybody who's watched, what was the last?
Thor.
Thor. The little mini movie they made with Agent Colton and his S.H.I.E.L.D. partner. This one was awesome. I am a huge fan of Agent Colton, and this one was the best one because you got to see him kick a little ass. Because you always wonder from the beginning of Iron Man, why is he such a top S.H.I.E.L.D. agent? That's the guy from The Adventures of New Christine. Why is he such a badass? You find out in this one why he is such a high-ranking S.H.I.E.L.D. officer. He is a badass. And another thing, don't get in the way of Agent Colton buying donuts. So, that's our show.
Yep.
Don't forget to stay tuned to our website and our Facebook pages for...
Graphic November!
So, stay tuned, and thanks a lot for watching.